Are we live?
Yeah, you're all set, Ismat.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the Finance Committee meeting on September 14th. Boy, how time flies. I will do a quick roll call beforehand. Supervisor Syed, Councilwoman McGrath, Councilperson McPartland, Councilperson Delarada, and welcome, Lisa, to the first of our Finance Committee meeting. So good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And Town Attorney Paul Briggs. May I please have a motion to accept minutes of August 10th meeting? Can somebody second that?
I will second.
After second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Thank you. We have a long agenda, so I'm going to go over the items very quickly. The first one is obviously a COVID-19 update. As you know that the COVID-19 numbers are increasing rapidly. We have started 2 new procedures to beat this challenge, and they're centered around all communication. The process that we started actually this year is that if there's any suspected or actual case of COVID, the department has either contact me or Janet or Paul Briggs, and then we do the coordination, the communication, and the contact tracing between the employee, anybody they were in contact with, and also with the contact tracing of Schenectady County. Also, the second part of is that I send a weekly update, COVID-19 update to all the department heads and all the town board. So basically, it's not to create hysteria or panic. It's just like an educational thing, and also providing the right information to the supervisor and the town board members to make the right decision and then informed decision. Also, this year, the town is providing a free flu clinic for all the employees on November 3rd, I'm sorry. We are going to have a vendor fair that unfortunately due to COVID, we didn't have last year, but this time we'll be providing free flu vaccination to our employees. The second item is a discussion regarding the budgetary modification, the budget mods. Those are the normal budget mods we are doing. If anybody has a question, please let me know. Second item is...
I'm sorry, Isma. I did have one question about the EV charging stations. Can you explain that one a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. So this is for the, actually, the credit for that goes to Laura and to Denise. This is for the electric charging stations. So what we are doing is we are moving money from one line in Laura's budget from planning to buildings. It's just a budget mod.
We had gotten some grant money for those also, isn't that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So this is, I don't know if Laura is still on, but this is just a small fraction of the entire amount that each charging station would cost. It's really just the setup fee for the computer and the data collection and all, you know, that piece of it. But each charging station, Laura, are you on? Or I said the wrong number the other day in a meeting. So
No, that's right. Can you hear me?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's something like the town is it's got $126,000 of investment, and we're paying $7,000.
right.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is. It's really a tremendous win-win for the town. The vendor that we're using is a Schenectady vendor. The county is also using this vendor. The city is using this vendor. So we're also getting that benefit. But at the end, they are also doing all of the grants paperwork for us because, you know, nothing is free, right? There's no such thing as free money. So all the paperwork that we would have to do for the grants is very time consuming, and that costs us time and energy and money. But the company that we're working with is going to be using, they're going to be compiling all of the paperwork for us to get to submit to the state. So there's what we're looking at is River Road Park, Lions Park, Blatnick Park, and then in coordination with the county, the library. The idea is to be using locations where people stay for a little while, so that they hook up their car, they charge their car, and they go ride on the bike path, or go for a run, or go into the library and go to a program, or get their books. We've also been in communication. I brought this the company and the whole process to the school district. I've met with the superintendent, with the finance team there, with their attorneys, and they have a few other steps that they have to take to move forward, but they are very interested in piggybacking on all of this because, one, they just did the bond for electric bus, for updating their bus fleet, including electric vehicle buses. And also that's the direction the students are going and the faculty is going, is to be driving electric vehicles. So I think they want to be able to offer that to their own student body on the high school campus.
Thank you for clarifying that. You're absolutely right. And now is the time to do it because there are a lot of incentives out there to put in these charging stations. And
exactly,
appreciate you getting on top of that and explaining that for everyone, because now is the time when there's funding and grants available. So we're right on that.
And I just will say one last thing. The person who has pushed this and driven this more or almost as much as Laura, because we know how much Laura cares about these issues, is our own John Delarada. He cares about them very personally. So, he really pushed to make this become a reality. So I want to thank John for his support.
Well, thank you. And it is a very good benefit to our residents at a very low cost. And Denise, it was great of you to put this together, and Laura as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And the best part is also on top of that is that Laura found money in her existing budget. So we don't have to borrow the money from fund balance. So, I mean, I think it's as Denise said, it's a win-win from every perspective. Okay. Any other questions? I guess not. The next one is our regular annual payment to pay to Munis, which is the ERP or the fully integrated system, software system that we use in the amount of $5,756, and we have budgeted for that. Now, the next one is my favorite item, is a resolution for rewarding the banking services. So as you all know, we back in actually June, we sent a very comprehensive banking RFP to at least 12 banks. Majority of them responded. And the reason for doing is that right now, the current yields or the interest rate that we are getting is between 0.003% to 0.005. So you cannot even round it up to 1%. We are getting very little rebates on our procurement cards. The service is not 100% perfect. We are being charged a lot of banking fee. So we have investment funds that we are not getting the highest yield on that. So the purpose was that to not just financially, but to look at the overall situation and see, okay, like the supervisors, her focus was that to bring the town hall to the 21st century as far as technology is concerned. We were more concerned about efficiencies on top of savings and getting more earnings. So we formed a committee comprised of Supervisor Syed, Denise McGraw, we had Janet and myself. And we went through for 4 months of this interviewing process, looking at every single aspect, analyzing it. They were about, like, the RFP was 62 pages long. With this, our recommendation, joint as the committee, is to award the operating accounts, capital funds, procurement card, and lockbox to JP Morgan Chase. And the reasons is that the interest they are going to give us is 0.08%. 140 basis points on the total spend of our procurement of $3 million. And the best part is that I negotiated hard with them, and Jasmine and Denise, they have agreed not to charge any fee for the next 3 years. And there are no, is Seth glowing? I'm sorry. So
You scared him away.
They are, and they are not going to be any compensating balances for the town for the next 3 years. They are very familiar with Munis. They are lockbox and their bank accounts are fully collateralized. And they are going to give us 2 free remote deposit machines. So basically check machines, one going to be at the city clerk's office, one is going to be the supervisor's office. So nobody has to run to the bank to make actual deposits. Our second recommendation is the investment account, which is with NILAF, and we are getting 0.001% on that. We transferred to NICLAS, which is 0.03%, which is pretty decent interest rate right now. I know it's a lot of information in 2 minutes. Any questions about that?
It was a very robust process. I really have taken part in a lot of things like this over the years, but the process that you and your team pulled together, you were able to, there were binders, guys. I mean, I was given a stack of binders, probably higher than this, than I can even fit in my little box here on Google Meets, but of all the data that was collected by Ismet and her team, but the way in which they enabled us to process the data and process the whole interview from the beginning to the end really made it easier for us, because we're not, well, I'm not, Yasmin is, I'm not an expert in this topic, but the one thing that I do know is if we are able to offer more services and be better and in the 21st century, as the supervisor said, and save money at the same time, or earn money, or I mean, it enabled us to really move through that process and hit the goals that we were looking for in each of these vendors. So thank you all.
Thank you for your and supervisor's guidance on that. It was a fun process, but not going to do it for the next 3 years. So we are locking it in. Sorry. So we are going to lock in this. I will send the resolutions to Elena and Paul Briggs, and the implementation will be as of 1/1, because that's going to take a lot of work on part of us between the coordination and making sure everything goes 150% smoothly.
Ismet, can I ask a question? Because you threw out a lot. It's Seth.
Yes.
You threw out a lot of percentage numbers. What does it break down to? What's the bottom line? What does the town make or save? I'm assuming it's a fairly large number by changing.
I can tell you, depending upon how we do the segregation between the investment, that's about 24 million of total funds we are talking about. That's a really good question. I'm glad you asked. But just in the bank fee, we will be saving approximately annually 8 to 10K.
That's what I was looking for.
You are not going to get that money.
Yeah, that's a good number. Plus all the labor in driving back and forth to the bank. So.
That's right, yes. A lot of efficiencies and plus better technology, and you would understand that from that perspective.
How much was that, Ismet? I missed it.
8 to 10K, 1,000.
Oh, great. Excellent. Thank you.
So I'm not talking into the rebate or the interest earnings.
Sure.
But as Denise and Yasmin talked about it, it's just going to the next level that the town needed very much, providing the same services at better efficiency and better cost reduction plus interest earnings.
Well, that's excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. So I actually am going to, not yet, but anyway, right now I'm going to go to public safety. There was nothing referred from public safety.
The deputy chief does have something. I don't know if he wants to discuss it here in finance or at the agenda meeting about someone that had left, one of the clerks at the windows, and then possibly doing something with the other clerk that's there, Deputy Chief. If you do you want to speak to that now, or do you want to do that in the agenda meeting?
I would actually leave that to Ismat. I know she and I talked about it and just trying to find the budgetary end of it. So I don't know if you're ready at this point, or you want to wait. I can do either.
I really, let me look at the numbers, because we are, what Mike is talking, and we are working together on it. What Mike is talking about is making one part-time clerk to full-time with the vacation accrual. So I need to look at the numbers. I think that's a wonderful idea, great idea. I just need to look at that where we are. At this point, you have adequate savings. I just need to look at the logistics of that.
And I think also, just to add, Bill, Jimmy's resignation isn't until October 1st, I believe.
Yeah.
And if need be, if we have to go into October with only the one part-timer, we can make do. But maybe something we can look into if need be in October. So.
Absolutely. We can do something like that. We did your part-time clerk, Chris O'Brien. So we just have to talk to civil services, talk about it, but we'll work together on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Sis.
You're so welcome, Mike. Okay, going to public safety. I'm sorry, public works. The first one is the authorization to purchase an effluent sampler for under $7,000. I'm going to ask Matt Giero to talk about the next 3 items, and we are also adding one more resolution from the floor. So Matt, the floor is all yours.
Okay. So the first item is, as Ismat said, is the authorization to purchase an effluent sampler for the wastewater treatment plant. It's to replace an existing unit. It's slightly over my purchasing limit, so it only needs finance committee approval. Any questions?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. The next one is the repair of one of our go-behind diesel pumps that we use for emergency operation when we need to pump sewers. That's $250 over my limit, so that again needs finance committee approval.
Mm-hmm.
And item C, we have repairs that are necessary on our UV disinfection system. We had to get the contractor on board to come in to evaluate it and do the repairs. So I don't have a final cost yet, but it's most likely going to exceed my threshold. If it's over, right now it's about $10,000 is the estimate, but if it goes any higher, we may need a resolution for it. And then, as Ismat said, one additional item. I didn't have the numbers together for Public Works. We need to seal and rehab a few sections of sewer main in town and a couple manholes. Actually, I think 5 manholes. I want to hire a company to come in and do the work for us at a cost not to exceed $34,499. I had the money in combination of bonded money that was bonded for I&I control, and also some operating funds that I can use from this year. So I'll need a resolution for that.
With that
That's
amount,
all I
don't
have.
we have to go out to bid?
35,000 is a limit,
Okay.
and I have an estimate. It's closer to around 30, but I want to make sure in case something comes up while they're working. I don't want to miss the opportunity to get the work done, but we won't exceed the 35,000.
Okay.
So, Elena, the resolution will say not to exceed 34,999.
Okay.
35K.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome. Thank you, Matt. Next, we are going to go to transportation. I'm going to ask Ray to talk about the authorization to purchase a used Bobcat.
Okay, this item is to purchase a Bobcat implement. It's just actually what it is. It's a power rake for the front of one of our skid steers to help in field maintenance alongside of roads where we landscape and different projects around the town. We've been trying to buy an implement every year out of our budgeted money, just to make that piece of equipment more useful in the future.
Thank you, Ray. You want to talk about the soccer fields?
Okay, soccer fields, as we've been talking for months, this is part of the field dressings for fields 4, 5, and 6. This is the soil needed to bed the new seed in. We had soil samples done. This is the proper mixture. I was able to whittle them down a little bit on the price over the last few times. But this is just a resolution to, it's over my expenditure, and we'd like to get that project going here shortly.
So at the last finance committee meeting, we had asked for your authorization to do a budget transfer for that amount of money. So the transfer is already done. This is just awarding the contract.
Correct.
Thank you, Ray. The next one is the resolution to purchase a van or a truck.
Okay, this is a van that we got a quote on, somebody that had one in stock. It's a new vehicle. This is for our town cleaner who does the facilities, both mine and Matt's, the parks in the summer, the pavilions. He had an old truck. It's well overdue to be replaced. It had a transmission failure. I think Matt would agree that it wasn't worth putting the money in. It should have been replaced a long time ago. So this is something that I talked with Matt. I talked with Matt. Willing to split the price with Matt because he does for both departments. And actually, they only have a few left in stock. So I tried to have Kenny Williams put a hold on one today just so that we can get this vehicle. So I'd like to move forward with this if everybody's in agreement.
So is this particular item something that was budgeted for or bonded for?
So right now, Ray and Matt, they are going to split the cost 50-50, and they are finding money in their existing budget. So like 500 there, 1,000 there, 2,000 there. So right now it wasn't budgeted, but this is a need that we need to fill. And also we are not going to borrow money from or take money from the fund balance. So they are cutting some other cost in order to provide for this van. Thank you. We don't have anything referred from community programs. Next one is, I'm going to ask Laura to talk about the authorization for the installation of EV charging stations. Laura?
Oh, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. How are you?
I have headphones on, so it's very weird to me because I'm just talking, but what was the question?
No,
EV charging stations. I'm not sure there's anything more to say on that
No.
topic since I talked for 10
no.
minutes.
I
Right.
think
It's
we're
just a
good. Yeah.
resolution.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Anybody has any other thing before we conclude our finance committee meeting? Okay.
I just had one quick question. Ray, are you still on?
Yes, I am.
I hate to catch you, but the bicycle repair kit, the repair stand that we were able to get the grant from Niskayuna Foundation for,
Yep.
I think it's in now. Are we going to be able to get that in? Because those folks are asking since they gave us the funding for it.
Yep. I had the guys pick it up at town hall the other day, bring it back. They were going to open it up and see what it entailed to put it together.
Exactly. I have no idea. Yeah.
I believe it's supposed to go in the Blatnick Park area.
It's Lions Park by the Trail.
Oh, Lions Park. That's right. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, just call me. That's what we said in the grant, is that we'd put it over there because so many bikers, and we've got a couple of other things going on over there. So I think it'll fit, but we could talk about what you think is best too. I just wanted to get it and let people use it.
Yep. We'll move forward with that. We've just been a little behind. We got football and soccer and rec program going. We're busy, so we'll get it in.
Absolutely. Oh, no. I know you're very busy. I just wanted to be, it's one thing when folks hear from me. I wanted them to hear from you that we actually have it, and
Nope.
we put the money to use, and so yeah.
Yep. We picked it up and we brought it back. So we will look for a spot, or I can call you to find a spot down there for us to put it.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much. And so, do you have the signs for moving to the next one for Dean Street?
They were ordered. They have not come in yet.
Okay.
And I'm gonna reach out to Dick Fritz and have him meet with Marina, pick out the solar they want, and we'll just have him install them.
Yep. I told them that. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you trying to organize that for them. So that's
as soon
terrific.
as them signs come in, we'll get them up, and then I'll coordinate with him to get the lights on them.
Fantastic. I know they'll be thrilled. So thank you very much.
All
And
right.
thank you to Legal, because I know Legal and Laura and like 15 people were a part of trying to draft those signs and improve those signs for the Dean Street folks. And I know it was very important to them. So thank you, Ray.
Yep, you're welcome.
Isma, one quick but maybe not easy question. Do we know an approximate amount in our fund balance?
I will have to get back to you.
Okay.
We have not used that much this year.
Okay.
So I will definitely get back. My apologies. I should have been prepared for it.
That's all right. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
But you will be able to tell us that.
Oh, absolutely.
As we are, well, I'm just going to finish my sentence. As we are going into the budget process. So you will be able to tell us where the benchmark is of where we are in the fund balance, as then we anticipate the supervisor's budget and then moving through workshops and everything else, right?
Absolutely. With ARPA funds in there. Yes.
Thanks.
Absolutely. If nothing else is there, then our next Finance Committee meeting is on October 12th, next month. May I please have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you. Anybody want to second it?
I will second.
Thank you. So all in favor say aye,
Aye.
Aye.
and the motion passes. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
See you
you.
later.